Hi Gemini, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your February 2nd, 2022 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed and linked in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Gemini, February 2nd, 2022, Gemini. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. 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 At the bottom is our rooted self. The left-hand side is our inner self. The middle, our heart, our emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see what the cards have to say. We have the Wheel of Fortune, and we have the Fool, which is absolutely beautiful. We have in our inner self, we have the Empress, and we have the Wheel of Fortune again. Very powerful. We have the Four of Swords, we have the Page of Cups, and we have the King of Pentacles. The Page of Cups represents water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. The King of Pentacles represents earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So if we're born on the cusp of either Taurus or Cancer, this comes through quite strongly. And if we have a water sign or an earth sign, a water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, or an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, within our natal chart, that becomes a fundamental part of our emotional self during this time. It moves us to our public arena, and that is the Ace of Cups and the Four of Swords. There's a healing that's coming, and that's going to be something that's really rather beautiful. It's like you've waited for this healing for quite a long time. We have the repeat of the Four of Swords. It's like we need to rest. We need to take care of ourselves. We need to realign ourselves. There is some way that we have been kind of moving forward, and it might have been working for us for a period of time. It's not going to be working for us anymore. We're starting to really change our perception, the way we're moving ourselves forward, how it is that we're taking care of us. And that's going to be a very personal thing, but it's also going to be a very powerful thing. Now let us see the message we need to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Well, the message, the energy we need to be mindful of. This is the Chariot. This is Cancer energy. So if we're born on the cusp with Cancer, or we have Cancer energy within our chart, we have to be mindful of just it kind of running rampant, our hearts running rampant with things. So just be very aware of that, and also being emotionally manipulated by others, but also being emotionally manipulative. We have to really look at our emotional intentions towards things and other people's emotional intentions towards us. It moves us to our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. This is holistic health. That's the healing that I was seeing coming forward, that spirit was showing. There's a real sense of I need to look at alternative methods. Now, it's not saying that Western medicine isn't good, but it's also saying that I need to listen to my body. I need to step into what my soul desires, what my body is hungry for. And I need to kind of do sometimes an elimination diet, like what is working for my body, what isn't working for my body. I need to step into taking care of myself, showing up for myself. This is also listening to where does our body hurt? Why does our body hurt there? It can be, doing a Louise Hay type of thing where we see what part of our body is affected by, certain things, certain ailments, in fact, certain parts of the body, and looking at that. But it can also be doing just a listening to our own bodies and saying, you know what, I'm not crazy. This really does hurt. Or, you know what, that doctor was wrong. Or, you know what, that person didn't listen. This is something that needs to be addressed. And starting to be an advocate for ourselves. Because so often, especially, I find, that people stop listening. If you have a chronic pain, if you have, something that can't be easily diagnosed or thrown a pill out and everything is better, this is something that challenges, and some people don't like that. So just stepping into ourselves and stepping into healing, looking at alternative medicines, looking at alternative lifestyles, like sort of thing where I wear barefoot shoes now. And I know I talk about this and it sounds so funny, but the barefoot shoes really helped align my jaw so much better. I had really bad TMJ. I still have TMJ, but it lessened it by magnitudes. I stopped eating wheat. That was astoundingly helpful. I thought, oh my gosh, that's too trendy. I'm not doing it. And yet it was one of the best decisions I ever made for myself. So doing these type of things, which can sound silly, become a huge part in helping us heal and helping us find our footing within this world. So let's talk about the number 22. So the angel number 22 is telling us that we are on the right track, that our dreams are about to become reality. Not all of our dreams, but some things that we have dreamed of and dreamed for. Our angels are also on our side during this time. We feel connected. Our angels, our spirit guides, however we say it, however we see it, we feel connected to a powerful protective presence, to there being more than just us in this world and as a part of existence. And we're being told, don't let fear and doubt hold you back, get in your way, become your mantra. Think big and be brave. We're going to be stepping out of our comfort zones. We're going to be stepping out of our boxes. Don't overburden ourselves. That's also what we're being told. Be mindful of what we're taking on. We're going to think the more I take on, the better I'll be. But that's not necessarily the case. Sometimes the more we take on, the more burnt out we are. And we have to be very mindful of getting burnt out. Emotionally, we're overwhelmed. In the public arena, we also need to calm down. We need to take on a few things, do it well, or one or two things, a couple of things, do it well, and then move on from there. But we're going to think, no, I have to keep on doing, and we're going to become astoundingly overwhelmed. We're aligned with our soul's path. We're starting to see our purpose more and more. And the beautiful thing about the number 22 is that as, we research it and look at it, in the Hebrew alphabet, there are 22 letters, right? And the word of God is called a lamp. And that's the light by which we live. The word light is found 264 times in Scripture. When you take 264 and you divide it by 12, which is the number of the divine authority, we have 22, which represents light. And that is powerful. That is absolutely powerful. So we have light guiding us here. We have light moving us forward. And we have our angels, as this angel number is so profound, untangling so much mess, so much chaos, so much hurt, so much pain that we've had within our lives. And we have the Fool, which has the sun, which has the light here leading us on our path, on a path that we might think, oh my gosh, that's foolish. Oh my gosh, who does that? Who says that? Who is this person that is on this adventure, who wants to go on this journey? It's us. And it's saying, I can. It's saying, I'm believing in me. I'm connecting with me. I'm understanding me more and more. We're going to be afraid what everybody else thinks. Well, let's be afraid of, not listening to our own bodies and our own selves. Let's be afraid of staying in quiet suffering for the rest of our lives. Because that's something. That's something that's existence. That's how a lot of the world exists. But is that living our holistic lives? Is that connecting with our holistic selves? That's a powerful question. And the answer is no, it's not. And so we have to risk being seen as a fool, being foolish, to go after what we want, to go after what we love. And the fool, remember, every single hero that starts their journey is first a fool. So being aware of that is going to be so important. And now we nurture. We nurture our inner child. We nurture what we love, what we want from our world, and we birth forward what is needed, what we greatly desire, what we want, who we are. We're going to see our world changing. We're going to see ourselves changing. And it's saying here that we are embracing a very sacred feminine role within our inner selves. We're looking at, how do I nurture? How do I love? How do I move forward? How do I connect? And the Empress is saying, I love, desire, and need this beauty to come forward within my life, to take this creative energy, to take this, nurturing energy and bring it into my world in a very real, very concrete way. It brings us to the Wheel of Fortune. Again, things are changing. Our fortune is changing. This is the fates. So in mythology, you have the fates. One creates the thread. One spins the wheel. One cuts the thread. And it is how life goes. And yet here, we have the sense of, this is how life goes. But I get to have say within my world, within myself, in what I create, in what I desire, in what I want. And we're going to also see that fate comes and it is woven by a young woman, a mature woman, a older woman, or a, adult, a girl, an adult, and maturity. And so here we're going to see our life coming forward in this way. Who was I? Who am I? Who am I becoming? Or who am I now? Depending on where we are in our journey. The Wheel of Fortune shows a new season coming. Is it a bad thing? No. Life has seasons. Our world has seasons. We get to embrace it. Do we want to stay a certain way forever? Sure, of course not. Of course we do. Nobody wants change, or very few people want change, embrace change, are excited about it. The Wheel of Fortune comes in and says we are completing a cycle. We are moving forward in a powerful way. We are going to see some powerful changes coming. It brings us to the Four of Swords. And the Four of Swords is saying rest, relax. We need to take time. We need to come to terms with certain things. We have our armor on. And our armor is on because we're going to feel like we need to protect ourselves. We need to protect our hearts. We need to protect our bodies. We can't fully relax because, there's danger on the horizon, whatever that may be. And the interesting thing is that we as human beings, through the evolutionary process, we have been having to live on the land, be much more kind of on the defensive of real life dangers for way longer than we've lived in this industrial revolution world. And so here, our brain doesn't really know how to deal with the stresses, the problems of our modern world. And so it's letting ourselves connect. It's letting ourselves see. It's letting ourselves understand everything that's going on, who it is that we are, what it is that we want, the stresses that are coming to us that we might not be able to handle, seeing or talking to a therapist or a spiritual advisor, somebody who can give us guidance, or even journaling it out or talking it out to ourselves. Making sure we rest, making sure that our rest isn't the first thing that we cut out, because our heart is telling us that we are a student now. We are a student, and we are going to be finding powerful ways forward. But they're going to come from the most unlikely sources, the most unlikely places. And yet it's going to be transformative. It is going to be intense. And it brings us to the King of Pentacles, prosperity and success and bounty, and saying, this is how I rule my life. This is what I desire for me. This is who I am, what I want, what I need. And we're going to start to see how we're planting the seeds of success within our lives, but also how we're harvesting that success, how we're moving ourselves forward, how we're connecting with what we greatly desire. And it moves us in the public arena to a healing. And here it says love and relationships beginning. And it repeats love, relationships, and beginnings like a mantra around us. And yes, it is. There's a love and there's a relationship that we are strengthening for ourselves, and it brings us a beginning. It brings us to a place that we hadn't expected. Now, this could open up a door to a relationship. To the number 22 is also, 2 repeated. It's a twin flame number. It's testing our souls. It's healing. It's bringing out and pushing forward things that we hadn't expected. But there's a powerful healing that comes forward, and we're going to have to rest, recover. We're going to need quiet, and yet that's going to be something that we find very hard. We're going to find the quiet to be hard. We're going to find the resting to be hard. We're going to find the taking care of ourselves to be difficult. We're going to want to sacrifice ourselves for the greater profit, for the greater prosperity that we see just around the corner if I push myself harder, if I make myself. And what Spirit is saying at this time is that we need to be the light, and we need to let the light shine within us. We cannot do that if we are exhausted. Our subconscious energy to be mindful of is the Lord. The Lord here, Aries energy, it's like push harder, do harder, being told what to do. This is a time of quiet. This is a time of contemplation. This is a time of coming together, of seeing, and also embracing the way that we need to move for us. The healing is coming, and the healing is intense. It moves us to our subconscious chakra energy, and this is self-mastery. This is the solar plexus chakra. I'm listening to my gut. I'm listening to what my body needs. I'm listening to who I am and what I want and what I desire from my life, and not thinking that I'm being hysterical or, over-exaggerating or anything like that. It moves us to our subconscious rooted energy. And it says, the magician, there's magic here. There's magic here, as above, so below. As you believe it, so you become. We get to be that spark of magic. We get to be that spark of brilliance. We get to move us forward towards something wonderful. And it is time to embrace the wonder within our world and within ourselves. And that comes through belief. That comes through determination. That comes through a sense of, I understand that my thoughts are more powerful than I ever realize they will be. It moves us to our subconscious inner self, and that is judgment. It's rising out of the darkness, like a phoenix rising from the ashes. That's what we're doing. We're rising from the ashes. We're rising into who it is that we were always meant to be. And we can be doing this slowly and steadily. We can do this powerfully and intensely. It does not matter. It is a slow, powerful, beautiful resurrection of self, of desire, and where we want. And it's saying to the box, you know what? I don't want to be held in. I don't want to be defined. And I don't want to be held back anymore. It moves us to our subconscious, emotional self. And that is the Queen of Swords. That's us. We are represented by the swords in the minor arcana. We are represented by the lovers in the major arcana. We are taking the sword. The sword is the only weapon within the tarot. We cut through doubts and fears and negativity. The sword is the weapon of nobility. So there is nobleness to our spirit, to what we want, to what we desire. In medieval times, if you held a sword and you were a peasant, you would be killed. I mean, it was just that easy. It was that plain. And so here, as we hold the sword, as we embrace what we desire, we're embracing and honoring the nobility of our spirit, the tenacity of ourselves, the fact that we are worth it. And the Queen of Swords is the most masculine of the queens, is the one who says, this is what I want, this is what I'm going after, I've worked hard for it, I've, trained, I've sacrificed, I've become. And this is me embracing who I am, what I want, and where I desire being within my world. And it brings us, and she's also cloaked, in the third eye chakra with the purple. This is us opening our third eye and saying, I see so much more. It brings us to our public arena self. And that's the Eight of Wands. Here it says, good news, travel, good news, travel. But it's taking aim. And it's saying, this is what I'm going after. This is what I want. This is what I desire. And as our angels are untangling so much for us, it's like, this is me. This is me taking aim. This is me going after what I want. This is me becoming so much more. And as we become so much more, we become empowered, emboldened, and fierce. And that is going to be a absolutely wonderful thing. The Eight of Wands is divinity saying, ready or not, here it comes. And subconsciously, we know the change is coming. All right, Gemini. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power and the intensity of this time. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Gemini, and may you have a blessed February 2nd.